Peter Herrmann is the next speaker, class 5. Peer review, the challenge of being with the unknowns, the ones we don't know that we don't know. We have to explain how to do it.
Well, thank you very much. First, I have to correct something. Central South University in Changsha, not in Berlin. I want to begin with a little provocation, perhaps a large, major provocation, talking about an official journal. You have to be careful, I think, with these two terms. What does it mean to talk about an official journal? That is a kind of official teaching of something, of somebody, some institutions. Galileo Galilei was rehabilitated in 1992 because he was originally not following the official teaching of the church. And he said something of, God gave us, and he was a believer in God, God gave us a brain to think and to use it, and not to follow official teaching. As I said, it is a provocation, and of course we need some official journal, but we have to be careful with this. And we have to be open to say the official is something that is open science, as well in the understanding of being open for something that is new, that is fundamentally new, and of which we possibly do not know what it is about at the stage, being open to questions. And this means as well talking about a journal, looking at the term of the jour, the day that is involved, is in a way, I wouldn't say dangerous, but has this dimension of provocation. Publishing fast is the one thing. Publishing something that can be applied. But we have to be as well, I think, open to something that is not yet publishable in terms of it is not the result, but it provides a ground, a foundation for new thinking. This is, in many cases, empirically as well a problem that people withhold publication until they have final results, instead of being open, publishing something that is an experimental stage and that is providing the ground for new discussions. There was a discussion in the Max Planck Society that we actually decided there, or that it had been decided there, to be open and say, well, publish now, even if it is not the final result, and then we will have a floor for discussion. This is, I think, very open to be kept in mind when it comes to peer reviews. Be ready not to accept mistakes, but to accept possible ground for open discussion. I think peer review in this sense has to be dealing as well not only with a computerizable pattern of publications. I liked actually the previous presentation of there are we are permanently, or we have to cross borders permanently. We do it, and the danger is at least there that we stop this by peer reviews. This is not a physics paper, this is a go there, go wherever you want. This is, I think, important to say with peer review. We are going to be universal and open for a universe, meaning not limited to the disciplines, but taking interdisciplinary and cross-disciplinary work seriously. The second one is the praxis. Yes, we have to be oriented towards praxis, but we have to as well be open to criticize praxis as it is moving on. And if we look at digitization, if we look at economics, if we look at law, if we look at whatever, as well in science we probably find it, we are limiting in many cases ourselves to this is the trend in practice, this is marketable, instead of what can we do with it in the future. And this is, again, something we don't necessarily know it, but we have to be open for experience. The productive role is something as well that has to be considered in terms of changing process. What are the challenges, the societal challenges we have to answer, we want to answer? This is not following the trend, but it is as well the task, the challenge to change agendas. Some empirical, I think remarkable empirical aspects have been mentioned before. There are other, on a very simple level, for instance, language. Language is American English, and if we do not follow this trend, we have difficulties in publication. This is a very common cause for not being published. Of course, people making profit out of it with editorial work, which is as well in many cases not knowing about the content but knowing about the style. Disciplinary, this had been mentioned before, disciplinary orientation and the goal orientation. The challenges I see at the end is about standard, is not least, is not what is, but standard is what it should be. We have to be normative in this review as well. Discipline is always good, but it has the dimension of disciplining. You can say as well censorship. This is a very harsh way to put it. And it is as well about the need answering needs that come from below, that come from society, and not necessarily from the main actors, that come from the future. And this is why I refer to this Rumsfeld quote, to say we don't know really where it goes. We don't know. We talked yesterday about the quantum physics, quantum computers. We don't know yet if they work in a way. Watson said in 1943, we need 5, or there is a market for 5 computers. If we approach quantum physics, quantum computers with the same way, we just stop building them. Fortunately, they had been built, and not following the main review, only a market for 5, why should we go on? And I think this is the courage we need as well in looking at the journal, to move this way, open, understanding the peer review process as well as a process of discussion. Thank you.